18, he's got at least, I'd say, 6 World Championships left to play.
First game, Harimoto to serve.
So let's see. Best of 7 match. Harimoto to start with the serves. Well, that's not exactly what he's going to hope for. Zhendong with any loose ball, just even a centimeter, he'll take it. Just the same the other way. The ball comes just barely off the back of the table, only allowing for a slow, spinny shot from Zhendong. And that's what Harimoto capitalizes on. Good start to the point, but you can see the quads just carrying Zhendong to anywhere he needs.
A little bit of his body out of the way.
Now this is 2 balls that have been within reach for Harimoto that have just sort of bent and dipped and dived out of the way of his racket. Smart play, leans the upper body out of the way and plays the short side of the table. Not a lot of long rallies yet.
Yeah, but I'm sure we are going to see many of them coming right up. 2-3, he's trying to make use of his serve.
Nice change of pace here, slows it down. You know, Zhendong has a lot of power, a lot of ammunition. But if you can break his rhythm, I mean, table tennis has so much to do with rhythm. So this is a very clever shot from Harimoto. Players doing the right thing to play until they're sure the lead is called. Lead called just before. A powerful shot. Ooh, back edge of the table. Defensive, just a block from behind the table from Tomo.
Yeah, that was played with a lot.
Good length here, keeping it inside the table, right at the baseline. A half-long push. Pays off for Harimoto.
Yeah, good return from him. Just slightly high, but enough of underspin on the ball.
This is a lot of work to make a quality attack on this ball. Zhendong, a lot of people would be just shy of even getting near the table when it's that close. Very ambitious shot here. You could hear the sound. There was less rotation on it. I feel like I just won something. I saw 2 cherries in the crowd. I don't know if that means you win something. We have seen some fun outfits here from some of the fans in the crowd, the Popeye crew yesterday. Some digital cheering boards saying Jiao for their Chinese players. Zhendong here.
The last shot, the backhand, he just tried to play the slow backhand open. But again, the shorter part of the table down the line.
It's been back and forth. 6 points, towel breaks are allowed, not mandatory. Chance for players to dry their sweat, get ready, but the crowd here pretty clearly behind Pong, Zhendong. Perfect placement when it's in near the net. Instead of trying to go wide to the corners, he hits it right into the body in just no time to get the racket up.
Yeah, Zhendong was expecting the ball to be played cross-court. He just went straight down the center.
Well, I start to think to myself, you know, I've been watching a lot of table tennis over the years. Speaking of Harimoto, there's Yu Harimoto, the father and coach for Tomokazu Harimoto, former provincial player in China. Him and his wife moved to Japan, started a table tennis club and a family, and now they live over that table tennis club. And I'd probably say inside it a good amount of the time. But I was going to say, head-to-head, they've played 5 times, and Zhendong has won 4 of them, yes. But that leaves one. Tomokazu won in 2018 at the Asian Cup. It was a best of 5. That was a 3-1 victory. Here, this is best of 7, so the law of averages would favor Zhendong even more. But still, Harimoto leads by 1. And the long push, not surprising Zhendong. He holds his ground well, waits patiently there for the opening attack, doesn't commit early.
An excellent backhand topspin on the service return from Zhendong.
That was interesting. Did you see the hand of the umpire?
Yeah.
Proper call. Zhendong's point. It isn't always so easy to tell. From different angles, you have different views. But now, 2 game points. That's 3 points in a row for world number 1. 4. Yeah. That's 1 more than 3.
Harimoto led 8-6, and Zhendong now has game points.
Down the middle here despite qualifying. So very interesting time right now for table tennis. A lot of turbulence in the rankings, but these two will be in the game for a long time. I'll be curious to see as rankings come out. So it's sort of fun to keep track of and see who's moving and where the rankings are going.
The players here obviously have an extra advantage of getting ranking points. The ones who aren't here, well, they just have to stay where they are in the rankings. Oh, how quick was that? How quick was that? Harimoto had played an short backswing and a clear winner.
Oh, beautiful counter to get right back in. Even with the rhythm break, Zhendong, he gets so much power, barely any backswing. Funny, you mentioned the ones who aren't here will have to just stay in the world rankings. Unfortunately for them, others will climb over them. If you're not earning, you might be depreciating in value. Not only are they playing for world ranking points here, $600,000.
Wow, this is real pace shown by the world champion. Both with forehand and backhand, he's just not letting Harimoto into these rallies. Taking the ball very early, high risk shots, but he's pulling them off.
1-5.
Fired up a bit. It's interesting. This is one of the many things that Harimoto is known for, his fighting spirit and vocalizing when he plays. For him, it just relieves him of stress. He's talked about it in interviews. Now this is a tough one. Very spinny. Zhendong slows it down, and Harimoto has to hold back as he's turning the corner. Very different scoreline than we saw in the first game.
Yeah, the first game they were neck to neck. I actually said at some point in the match that we might see long rallies, but then again we may not, because they both play such hard shots, such powerful shots, high risk shots, you know. So it's so tough for the other person to return.
Yeah, there's a lot of TNT out here, a lot of explosive power on both sides. 5 points in front and 4 points away from a second game. Finds an angle that's out of reach. Good use of side spin on this to bend it out and make it curve out of reach to the wide forehand.
Yeah, the first time we've seen the down-the-line backhand from Harimoto. This is one of his favorite shots.
This time down the middle as well. Backhand over the table game is very aggressive. I think this is one thing that Harimoto, I think one of the key ingredients for why he's been so effective and why he's got wins against most of the top Chinese players. But well played here. Pong Zhendong leaves it near the table. Not a lot of wiggle room there for Harimoto to make contact cleanly.
Yeah, just a very short return, taken very early, almost on the bounce. And that angle so short to the extreme forehand.
Back edge of the table. They've got a lot of back.
The long push attempted by Zhendong, slightly long. And Harimoto's done well here. He's won the last couple of points. He was 4-8 down. And he won both the points on Zhendong's serve.
There's that wide line.
Going cross-court away from Zhendong's forehand.
The apology for that net ball. A lot of people ask why.
Change direction when the ball clips the net.
Basically some fortune that was unintended. Corner to corner, coast to coast. Harimoto making his opponent run the most. So was going to go. So now Harimoto in the lead. Two game points for the 18-year-old Tomokazu Harimoto. It's funny, him and his dad both have the same sort of timing on the eye blinks. They have a similar blinking pattern that is not common to most people. Not even within the Harimoto family. His mom and his sister don't have that same blink.
What a comeback in this game from the Japanese player. He was 4-8 down. He's now 10-8 up.
Ooh. But it's Harimoto with the handcuff. Entire nation of Japan with it. And that forehand flick. The ball hit his face on the toss. Very fair play. Pong Zhendong, you might wonder how much English does he know? He knows enough. Said face. Once the ball's tossed, it can't hit your shirt, your face. As fair can be. Harimoto's a fighter, but he's also a gentleman. I mean, he does the right thing. I don't think I've ever seen him on the wrong side of a controversy. And I've seen him in controversies, but he handles it always like a gentleman. It's a very respectful sort of like, let's talk this out.
After winning the first point in this third game, Harimoto has lost 4 in a row, but he's got one more serve to come.
Turns his back, puts everything into this shot on the step round. It's a gamble, and it pays off. So out of the first towel break, 2 points between them now. A little bit off the top of the net. Again, the reason players apologize for that is it's not intended, but they can often benefit from it. Very tough for a player to recover when a ball just slows down and drops over like that or hits the edge. Oh, fired up on the receive. 3 in a row after the 4 that Pong Zhendong saw.
Very quick backhand return. That wasn't a slow topspin at all. That was hit with a lot of pace.
They're going back and forth here with momentum, as we saw in last game as well. I mean, they get streaky, and then they seem to ride that confidence and really go with it. Extra bit of spin here. Pong Zhendong, we've seen. And a surprise deep push here.
Yeah, very nice deep push from Zhendong. Harimoto was trying to play the backhand topspin, but the ball was hit very deep off his body. So 3 points in a row for Zhendong.
Good turn this time. The long push.
Zhendong not able to play the forehand block.
Funny, Pong Zhendong, I feel like block is sort of like an allergy of his. He just doesn't do it. When he blocks, he's always adding topspin. He's always doing something more with the wrist to just add that bit of aggression to the opponent. But 2 in a row here, chance to tie it up for Harimoto. Outstanding play to the body. I think this is the right shot to go for. He's got to take his chances, seize an opportunity there. If he plays that passively, Pong Zhendong was in position to come in for the push. He wasn't backing off too quickly. On the line here. Freshness is recovery time with this long flight in the back-to-back tournaments. Nice parallel backhand after the slow spinny one. Harimoto chasing, and he's within 1 point. If he can take this game, not only will he have the lead, but he'll have his opponent without a timeout for the rest of this best-of-7 match. Right near the... Just thinking about how complete of a player Pong Zhendong is. Someone asked me recently, have you ever seen him chop? The answer is yes. He said a lot, I said no. Oh, blasting backhand again. The amount of time from it that it takes from when Pong Zhendong decides he's going to hit it with his backhand to the time you have to get your racket up is almost nothing.
Getting off to the perfect start in game number 4, the world champion just looks like he's upped a gear a bit.
Good angle here, moving in early. One of the many advantages of being closer to the table and taking the ball earlier. Not only does your opponent have less time to react, but you've got more choices in terms of where you can play at a much wider, more obtuse angle.
Left. 3-1.
An excellent backhand topspin from Zhendong. Just see how low he gets when he plays that ball.
I was just thinking, it's so impressive how he's ready for almost anything. Like, you have to guess, what's Harimoto going to do to throw off Pong Zhendong? And when he brings a long push, he doesn't seem very surprised. He's right there and ready. A good extra topspin on this. And an empty serve, looks like heavy underspin. At the point of contact, he doesn't brush the ball as much, just would have handled heavy underspin, but it pops up and out. It's a good opportunity here that Harimoto earned, but Pong Zhendong isn't easy to...
The slower forehand topspin from Zhendong, bending low again, almost from net height.
Bit more punchy on the backhand. He's in position to catch it early on the rise before Pong Zhendong has a chance to really settle. It's a big point. You don't want to be down 3-7 and 1-2 in games. That was the moment where it was sort of like the piñata was starting to break open. Good control right inside the table. Pong Zhendong takes it early off the bounce.
So if you anticipate correct, you've made the correct decision to move wherever you want.
He breathed on it to get a little fog there to clean off the dust for better traction. Little off the top of the net on the opening attack. But Harimoto within 1 point now.
Harimoto upping his pace in that last rally. One going cross-court and the last one down the line. He apologizes as one of the shots just clipped the net.
Left. 7-6.
That's just shots a high percentage of the time. You're going to be dangerous to play, and that's the name of Pong Zhendong's game. But here it's Harimoto over the table, returning the favor. Over the table is not easy to do with these low shots coming in.
The backhand open this time.
Zhendong giving the Chiquita with heavy side spin, and that's very tough to counter. It takes a jump off the bounce. Clever idea. He's got Pong Zhendong way behind the 3 game points for Pong Zhendong, world number 1, the world champion, to take a 3-1 lead. And that's all he needs. The 1 game to 3. Harimoto starting it off. It's not going to be easy. It's never going to be 5. Tomokazu Harimoto.
Tried the outright winner there on the 3rd ball, but I think balls are coming back with interest right now. The harder he's hitting it, the harder they're coming back.
No! He just went around the net post. In this rally, that is a spectacular shot. I mean, unless I saw it wrong, it looked like he just slid the ball on the table around the net. He just saved himself a timeout, too. If he loses that point, quote me, he goes for a timeout. But that is a big bite of confidence for Harimoto.
The serve just slightly long enough for Harimoto to play the forehand topspin.
That ball barely comes up. You do not have to hit it over the net. Now that first ball from Harimoto surprised Pong Zhendong, but after that, Pong Zhendong was right there in red corner. Tomokazu to serve.
Left. 3-5.
Oh.
But short side, he's here this time around. I wonder, psychologically, if you win a point from there, and it's happened. I've seen it not time and time again, but I've seen it several times. If Harimoto wins that point, Pong Zhendong is going to have, I'd say, a different level of nerve in his game. Right now, 2-point lead. Back to Pong Zhendong. And he just sort of inches closer here to the finish line.
Yeah, what a good serve that was from Zhendong. So much of underspin on the ball. There was no chance for Harimoto to attack that shot, to attack that serve, and 3-point lead.
Go.
Sometimes there's also a little bit of sweat on the racket that causes the ball to just fall flat on that side.
Zhendong's back up by 3. He's got 2 serves. If he converts them both, he cleanly takes the title, only dropping 1 game. Sure feels like home crowd for Zhendong right now. And a strong effort, but pinning that elbow. It's Zhendong now sitting on 5 championship points. The world #1 does it, world champion and the WTT Cup